relaxation. May I know who all have joined this call morning?
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. All glories to all the assembled devotees on the call. This is Harita from Missouri City, Texas, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every day and consistently, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna Nitu Mataji, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining consistently every day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranams, or glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirtida Sundari Dasi. Thank you, Mataji, for the beautiful recitation, and thank you for all your services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Sundari Devi Dasi Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every single day, and all glories to your services, all glories to your classes, all glories to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Vijay. Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every single day and giving your beautiful association to us this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shrimati Priya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada. This is Preeti Vilasini Devidasi from Atlanta. Thank you for your beautiful recitation and warm welcoming.
Hare Krishna, Priti Vilasini Devi Dasi Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining. All glories to your services, Mataji, all glories to you. And beautiful association with you all. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. This is Cinmayi Vrajapriya Devidas.
Hare Krishna, Cinmayi Vrajapriya Devi Dasi Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining and giving your beautiful association. We all are eagerly waiting for you, Mataji, about the topic of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata and our dear Lord. Hare Krishna.
Need your blessings, Mataji.
You are already blessed, Mataji. Thank you. So, dear devotees, welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa Group. Before we start today's our session, I would like to read Srila Prabhupada's quote for today. Yeah, 11th September. One who is making false statement, he will suffer for that. San Francisco, September 11th, 1968. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol. So today we are so fortunate to have Her Grace Chinmayi Vrajapriya Devi Dasi Mataji on the topic of Sri Caitanya Bhagavata Antya Khand, chapter 2, verse number 368 to onwards. And Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for giving your beautiful time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on this topic of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. Now I hand over call to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your warm welcome. Let me offer my obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. I thank Her Grace Preeti Vilasini Mataji and Kirtida Sundari Mataji for giving this opportunity to me. Totally not qualified to talk about the Lord, but still, thank you so much. You give me an opportunity so that I can purify myself. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. I offer my respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of all the assembled Vaishnavas. Please bless me that whatever I speak will be in totally accord with Srila Prabhupada's words, Srila Guru Maharaj's words, and no words will rise from my own mental concoction. We'll start with Mangalacharan prayers. ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते. तप्त काञ्चना गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे. पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे. मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरिः ओम् तत्सत्. Hare Krishna. We're in a very beautiful section, and Mataji yesterday she gave a very beautiful recap, so I won't do much of recap today. So we are in that section where the pastime of Bhuvaneshwar is being narrated, and we saw how Lord we saw the pastime of Sudakshina, how Kashiraj, the father of Sudakshina, was killed and beheaded by the Sudarshana Chakra released by our Supreme Lord. And then Sudakshina wants to take revenge. He wants to avenge his father's death. So he prays for Lord Shiva, who blesses him that he will protect him. And then this Sudakshina releases a fiery weapon which goes and attacks Dwaraka. But the Supreme Lord was playing chess then, and he doesn't like to be bothered. So Sudarshana takes over, and this most powerful weapon of the Supreme Lord goes and destroys that astra, and then it comes to the person who released the astra, kills Sudakshina, and also it destroys the city of Varanasi. When the city of Varanasi gets destroyed, Lord Shiva becomes very angry and releases Pashupatastra. But Pashupatastra, on seeing Sudarshana, runs away, and then this Sudarshana chakra starts chasing Lord Shiva, just the way it chased Durvasa Muni. And yesterday we heard the beautiful explanations for this pastime by Mataji. It was a very nice class. So, uh, so Lord Shiva, finding no other refuge, comes to Govinda and takes shelter of the Supreme Lord and glorifies the Supreme Lord and begs for forgiveness. And we will see today. And the Lord agrees to give Shiva a place for him to stay now that Varanasi is fully destroyed. So we will start sharing and we will see the verses for today. So the Lord starts glorifying about this beautiful place, and he says this is the place where Lord Shiva will stay. So he says, today I will reveal to you the glories of that place, and no one else knows the secrets of that place, and that place is as pleasing as Varanasi. So now we will start from 368 today. Sindhutire Vatamule Nilachala Nama Kshetra Shri Purushottama Atiramya Sthana. So before glorifying that place which Lord Shiva is going to occupy, the Supreme Lord is glorifying his own residence, his own place. So he says, on the shore of the ocean, beneath one banyan tree, is the most enchanting place named Nilachala, which is also known as Sri Purushottam Kshetra. So it is named after the Supreme Lord himself, Purushottama. So we'll see the commentary by His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. The glories of Srila Purushottama Kshetra, Jagannath Puri, are described in the Padma Purana Kriya Yoga Sara. This is the last section of Padma Purana, the 11th chapter, where Vyasadeva is narrating these glories to Jaimini Muni. So I will just read a couple of these and then we'll read only the translations. लवणाम्भो निधेस्तीरे पुरुषोत्तमसंज्ञकां पुरं तद्ब्राह्मणश्रेष्ठ स्वर्गादपि सुदुर्लभम्. On the shore of the saltwater ocean is the sacred city named Purushottama. O best of Brahmanas, it is more difficult to attain than even heaven. So one can attain heaven easily, but to go to this place it is more difficult. स्वयं अस्ति पुरे तस्मिन् यतः श्री पुरुषोत्तमः पुरुषोत्तमम् इति उक्तं तस्मात् तन्नाम कोविदैः. Because the divine personality of Godhead is directly present in that city, it is called Purushottama by those who are expert knowers of names. So the experts have named that place Purushottama because the Purushottama lives there. Kshetram tad durlabham vipra samantad dasham yojanam tatrastha dehino devair drishyante cha chaturbhujaha. O Brahmana, that rarely achieved holy district measures 10 yojanas. So 1 yojana is 8 miles. So 10 yojanas is the measurement of this Shri Kshetram from all sides. And all the living beings who live there, they are seen as having 4 arms by the demigods. And everyone who enters the holy district assumes a form like that of Vishnu. So whoever is living in Jagannath Puri is 4-armed, Sarupya form. And anyone who enters that holy place also assumes the Chaturbhuja form. Those who have discrimination need not be concerned at all about the truth of this. So people may speculate about this and people may think, how is that possible? So even if a sinful man enters Jagannath Puri, can he become like 4-armed as good as Lord Vishnu? But so Prabhupada, so this is said in Padma Purana that those who have such discrimination, they need not be concerned about this truth, but that is the truth. And now glorification of Jagannath Prasadam starts. Even if the food of that place has been touched by a Chandala, it may be accepted by superior persons because Lord Vishnu himself is in that food. Even such a Chandala is counted amongst the best of the twice born. A Chandala who's eaten Jagannath Prasadam, and if we get that Prasadam, it is still fine to be accepted. Any superior person, he can easily accept it because Lord Vishnu is in that Prasadam. The cook who has prepared that food is none other than Mother Lakshmi herself. And who is enjoying that food? Janardana himself. Therefore, O sage among the Brahmanas, that food is difficult for even the demigods to obtain. We know how um, uh, for a morsel of that food, right? The prasadam from Narayana, Mother Lakshmi, on when Narada Muni begs, she gives it to Narada Muni, and then Narada is enjoying that morsel and comes, and then Lord Shiva says, "Why are you so happy? What's happening?" And then he says, "I got Maha today from Lord Narayana, and Mother Lakshmi gave it to me." And Lord Shiva says, "Can you please give it to me too?" And then a bit of that morsel is given by Narada Muni to Lord Shiva, and we know how Mother Durga got upset by this, and so she is staying in Jagannath Puri as Vimala Devi, and she gets the prasadam every day. We saw that in a few classes back. So that food is very difficult for even demigods to obtain. So that food, even if a Chandala has touched it, it's fine. We have to honor it. That food, the remnants of Lord Hari, is purifying and is rarely achieved in this world. For mortals who eat it, liberation is not at all difficult to achieve. So liberation is just a stepping stone. We'll get many other things. We'll get bhakti and pure bhakti by eating these remnants. That food is very difficult to obtain for all the demigods headed by Brahma. Whenever they get it, they eat it with great respect. What to speak then of ordinary mortals? If someone's heart does not take pleasure in that rarely obtained food, all the great sages call that person an enemy of Lord Vishnu. He is an atheist if he doesn't take pleasure in honoring that prasadam. As the Ganges water purifies the entire earth, O Brahmana, that food purifies all places and destroys all sins. O best of the Brahmanas, although that divine food is very tender, it acts like a thunderbolt in shattering one's mountain of sins. So we have to rest assured and just honor Jagannath Prasadam. All our mountains and mountains of sins will go away. One whose sinful reactions earned from previous lives have been eradicated develops devotion for that difficult to obtain food, develops devotion for that difficult to obtain food. And someone whose pious reactions earned over many lifetimes have become depleted also develops devotion for that food, O best of the Brahmanas. So this is the glory of Jagannath Prasadam. We know in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is this pastime with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, where Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a great Mayavad scholar. He had tons of disciples following him, and then Mahaprabhu uh, just changed him to a pure devotee by giving just 18 explanations of the Atma Rama verse to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. That just changed him because he knew that none other than Krishna can give such explanations. So, and then to stop his mercy on Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, our Mahaprabhu reveals his four-handed form and also his original Swayamrupa form, Krishna's form, to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and makes him a total pure devotee. So now Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya composes 100 verses in glorification of the Supreme Lord, and he is now a completely pure devotee. And the next day, very early in the morning, our Mahaprabhu rises and goes to see the waking up of Jagannath. So Mahaprabhu sees all that ceremony, and in the end, the priests give him prasadam of garland, Mahaprasad, food, everything. And all this Mahaprabhu takes and comes to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. It is still very early in the morning, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has just woken up, not yet washed his mouth, not yet showered, and not yet performed his daily rituals, nothing. So when he sees Mahaprabhu, he falls flat at his feet, gives him a place to sit, and honors him. And Mahaprabhu gives him this prasadam. At that time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya quotes two beautiful verses from Padma Purana. The meaning of those verses is, it says, when the Lord's prasadam is given, then we should not consider if that food is stale or fresh, if it is mm, if it is dried, if it is brought from distant countries. We should just honor it regardless of time and place. So this saying these verses, without any hesitation, we have to honor it. So saying these verses, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya at once honors the prasadam. So seeing this, Mahaprabhu gets very, very pleased. And also we see all through Chaitanya Charitamrita several pastimes. In fact, whenever devotees meet, they honor Jagannath Prasadam. So whenever the devotees come to meet Mahaprabhu, the servants of Mahaprabhu, Govinda and Vaninatha, will immediately go to the temple and get large amounts of prasadam, and there will be prasadam distribution. And this is how they honor the prasadam, and they also share their love among each other. And also we'll see when Mahaprabhu is invited by various devotees to their houses to have lunch, they will serve Mahaprabhu varieties and varieties of prasadam which they have offered to their deities, and at the same time they will also have Jagannath prasadam, and they will give both to Mahaprabhu. So this is how Jagannath prasadam was honored, and this is what we learn, that how we should honor it. We'll move on. अनंत ब्रह्मांड काले यखन संहारे तबु से स्थाने रखिछु करिते न पारे. At the time of annihilation of the unlimited universes, that place remains intact. So Jagannath Puri doesn't get annihilated any time. Let it be at the end of Brahma's day, at the end of Brahma's life, or multiple universes are getting annihilated, doesn't matter. Jagannath Puri remains intact. सर्वकाल से स्थाने अमर वसति प्रतिदिन अमर भोजन हयतथि. I eternally reside at that place and I eat there every day. So Jagannath, this is the Supreme Lord himself saying, yes, I stay eternally in Jagannath Puri and I eat every day in that temple. So let us quickly see this. This is something I just picked up. So this is about the offerings to Lord Jagannath. Actually, thank you, Mataji, for giving me this nice topic. It is such a beautiful topic to talk about the Lord's prasadam. So it talks about how the Lord is offered Chappan Bhog at all his offerings. So first they talk about his kitchen. The temple kitchen has got the capacity to cook for 1 lakh people every day. And it is said to be the largest kitchen in the world. And Mahaprasadam is cooked in earthen pots here in the medium of food. The medium of cooking is fire and wood only. And there are 240 fireplaces and 600 cooks. And they cook varieties of rice, vegetables, sweets. And the fire is taken from the homa every day, from a sacrificial fire, and the fire is lit and cooking is started. And this Mahaprasadam is so sacred that it is believed that anyone can eat from a pot that someone else has eaten. We saw that also, right? Even if a Chandala has eaten it, it's okay, we can honor still. And the beauty of this Mahaprasadam is that it does not get spoiled also easily. And what are the timings where the Lord is offered? We have 6 offerings. Gopala Vallabha Bhoga happens at 8:30 in the morning. Sakala Dhupa Bhoga 10 a.m. Bhoga Mandapa Bhoga again 11 a.m. Madhyana Dhupa Bhoga 12:30 to 1 p.m. Sandhya Dhupa 7 to 8 p.m. and then there is again offering. And Bada Shrungara Bhoga at 11 p.m. So Jagannath eats at 11 p.m. also before he goes to bed. And this is a list of all the dishes which they cook. I am so sorry, I am not going to pronounce them properly. I have no idea how Oriya is pronounced. So rice dishes are sada anna, dahi pakhala, kanika, thali khichdi, adha pakhala, ghee anna. So this way khichdi. Sweet dishes are kaja, gaja, laddu, jeera laddu, various laddus, kuruma, luni kuruma, and all these things. And then these are like pancakes and stuff, pitha, mandas. They are all these things. I don't know how to say them. Puri is here, dahi bara, arisa. And then there are milk preparations, kheera, papudi, khao, rasbali, thadiya, so on. And then we have dal and curries. So biri dali, chana dali, mitha dali, munga dali, dalama, raita, so on. So all these dishes are cooked for the Supreme Lord and they're offered 6 times a day. So this is how Lord Jagannath, the Lord, he eats and he eternally resides at this Purushottam Kshetra. से स्थानेर प्रभावे योजन दश भूमि ताहते वसया यत जंतु कीट क्रीमी सबारे दिखाए चतुर्भुज देव गणे भुवन मंगल करी कहिए स्थाने. By the influence of that place, all living entities, even animals, insects, and worms who live within the 10 yojanas of that place are seen by demigods as having 4 arms. We saw this in the Padma Purana description also. That place is said to be most auspicious place in the whole world. Bhuvana Mangala. It is the most auspicious place in the whole world. निद्राते ओये स्थाने समाधि फल हया शयने pranam phala yatha vedekaya. So the Vedas have said that if someone just goes and sleeps there, he obtains the results of samadhi. That is the last phase of Ashtanga Yoga. He gets it just by sleeping in Jagannath Puri. And by lying down, he just needs to lie down. He gets all the results as though he's offered obeisances to that temple. प्रदक्षिण फल पाया करिल भ्रमण कथा मात्र यथा हया amarasthavana. By wandering about that place, he obtains the result of circumambulation. And every word spoken at that place, it need not be a prayer, whatever, katha matra, whatever he speaks, it is amarasthavana, it is a prayer offered to me. हेनसे क्षेत्रेरा अति प्रभाव निर्मला मत्स्य खाइले उपाया हविष्येर फला. The influence of that place is so sanctified that one attains the result of eating havishyana even by eating fish. So one, even if he is eating fish, he gets the benefits of eating havishya. So this is explained very beautifully by Prabhupada Saraswati. So we have to understand this verse by understanding Prabhupada Saraswati's purport. It is stated in Manu Samhita, Matsyadah sarva mamsadas tasman matsyan vivarjayet. One who eats fish is considered to have eaten all forms of meat. Therefore, one should not eat fish. This is how Prabhupada Saraswati begins his commentary. So no confusion there. According to this scriptural statement, one who eats fish incurs the sin of eating the flesh of all types of living entities. Therefore, since fish is most abominable, it must not be eaten. Now Prabhupada Saraswati is clarifying what exactly is said in this verse. Havishya rice or boiled sunned rice and ghee is most pure. It is not abominable in any way. In fact, Havishya rice is so pure that it is offered in sacrifices. Sacrifice will not happen without having Havishya. One's contemplation on Mukunda always remains strong while living in Sri Kshetra, even if one eats extremely abominable foods for the living entity there, loses the sinful desire to eat abominable food like fish, and the remnants of Lord Vishnu appear to him as relishable and more sanctified than Havishya rice. So, this is the explanation. So, what exactly is meant here is by the statement one could be in the habit of eating the abominable foods, but the influence of Sri Kshetra is so strong that he will always be thinking of Mukunda, though he is consuming such low grade food. His thought process will be on Mukunda, that is due to the influence of Sri Kshetra. And then the same Sri Kshetra will also influence him slowly to give up all those sinful desires. And he will start understanding the importance of remnants of Lord Vishnu, and they will appear as relishable and even more sanctified than Havishya rice. And then Prabhupada Saraswati says, misguided inhabitants of the 10 yojana abode of the Lord who do not understand the purport of the Puranas have openly introduced the practice of eating food like dry fish. But misguided people, misguided residents of this most holy place have not understood the purport of Shastras, and they have introduced this practice of eating food like fish even in such places. So we remember one pastime in Leelamrita. This is our young Avaicharan who has finished his college, he's finished his undergrad, he gave his final exams, and then he's already married, and but he has a long cherished desire to go to Jagannath Puri. In fact, right from when Prabhupada was a 5-year-old boy, he's been looking into these train guides, and he would jot down the train numbers, how he could go to Jagannath Puri and come. So that was the desire of Prabhupada to go to Jagannath Puri. So after his college exams, everything, he decides that he will take a short vacation of few days and go alone to Jagannath Puri. And Prabhupada goes there. He walks on the streets where Jagannath cart is pulled and everything, and he enjoys every moment in Jagannath Puri. And then his father, Gaur Mohan De, had given him a contact in Jagannath Puri, a contact of his father's friend, where Prabhupada could go stay and have food and such things. So Prabhupada goes there, and the friend welcomes him very nicely, and he serves him food. And as the different varieties of dishes are being served, Prabhupada sees that in one of the pots of where they were serving, there was some lump. And Prabhupada asks, what is that? And the host says, this is meat. We have cooked meat because you've come. And Prabhupada is so shocked by this. He says, no, I have never eaten meat in my life. And I didn't expect this to happen in Jagannath Puri. And he stops eating there. And after that, he was always having only Jagannath Prasadam. So this is just to say how even the inhabitants of this most holy kshetra, they could get misguided. And Prabhupada Saraswati says, if they renounce the eating of abominable foods like fish, they will be able to chant the name of Hari. Although Havishya rice is in the mode of goodness, it is not equal to transcendental Mahaprasada. By honoring transcendental Mahaprasada, what happens? One attains pure devotional service, which is in Shuddha Sattva. Pure devotional service comes. So it is Mahaprasadam is even higher than Havishya. निज नाम स्थान मोरा हेन प्रियतम ताहते यतेक वैसे से अमर श्याम. That abode which bears my name is very dear to me. Everyone who resides there is equal to me. Can anyone become equal to the Supreme Lord? He is Asamurtva. Nobody is equal or superior to him, but it is this munificent Lord who says, anyone who lives there is equal to me. से स्थाने नाही कयमा दंड अधिकारा आमी करी bhala manda vichara sabara. Yamaraj has no jurisdiction to punish anyone of that place. I alone judge the pious and impious activities of everyone there. So it is the Supreme Lord Himself who takes control of all the residents of Jagannath Puri, and nobody can judge their actions. Even Yamaraj has no jurisdiction there. In fact, there is one pastime with Pundarika Vidyanidhi. Pundarika Vidyanidhi is a great exalted devotee, and Mahaprabhu would call him father because he's actually Vrishabhanu. So this Pundarika Vidyanidhi, he comes to visit our Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, and he's a very dear friend of Swarup Damodar Goswami. And so this Odana Shashti pastime takes place where the Supreme Lord is given new starched cloth. Generally, starched cloth is not given to the Supreme Lord, but on this Odana Shashti day, new starched cloth is given to the Supreme Lord. And the Supreme Lord is decorated with nice these starched, this new cloths colored pink, white, green, everything. And our Mahaprabhu is also seeing that ceremony. And after the ceremony, Pundarika Vidyanidhi and Swarup Damodar Goswami are walking back. And they just discuss. Pundarika Vidyanidhi says, oh, this place is renowned. I mean, everybody here, they all know Shruti, Smriti, everything. But still, why are they giving this unholy starched cloth to the Supreme Lord? That way. And then Swarup Damodar Goswami says, oh, this must be the custom of that place. That's why they are doing it. Otherwise, the king would not allow it. In fact, the king was also tying a starched cloth turban on his head. So why would the king allow if this was not the custom and it was not being approved? So then he says, then Pundarika Vidyanidhi, in a very jovial way, he says, yeah, the Lord is omniscient. He could do anything. But then why were the priests also wearing these starched clothes and being there that way? And then they come home, and that night, Pundarika Vidyanidhi in his dream, the Supreme Lord himself comes and slaps Pundarika Vidyanidhi on his cheeks. And he says, this is my place, these are my rules, and don't judge my priests here. So this, and in fact, the next day, Pundarika Vidyanidhi will wake up with swollen cheeks, and of course, he even in the dream he catches hold of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord and says, "How fortunate I am!" So that is the elevated position of Pundarika Vidyanidhi, but this is just to say how the Supreme Lord himself has complete jurisdiction of that place. हेना से आमारा पुरी ताहारा उतारे तोमारे दिलाना स्थाना रही बरतारे. So I'm giving you a place to stay north of that abode of mine. The place north of Nilachal within the 10 Yojana area is none other than Bhuvaneshwara. भुक्ति मुक्ति प्रदसे स्थान मनोहर तथा तुमी ख्याता हैव श्री भुवनेश्वर. That enchanting place awards material enjoyment and liberation. You will be renowned there as Shri Bhuvaneshwara. So the Lord Shiva also will get the name Bhuvaneshwara. And what is our Prabhupada Saraswati's commentary on this? The phrase Bhukti Mukti Prada is explained as follows. After people attain material enjoyment or liberation, they become suitable candidates for worshipping the Supreme Lord. So, after attain Bhukti and Mukti, so those are the steps, right? After liberation, in fact, one becomes qualified to start devotional service. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudevah sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. So after liberation, a jnani may begin his devotional service. So another reading for Bhukti Mukti Prada is Bhakti Mukti Prada, or the bestower of liberation in the form of devotional service. So once devotional service is rewarded to a jiva, liberation is spontaneously rewarded. So we have read in NOD how Bhukti and Mukti, they will walk as maid servants to Bhakti. She will walk in front as queen, and these two will follow her as maid servants. So in this case, devotional service will be considered as adjective, as devotional service alone is the actual liberation of living entities. So when we are rewarded devotional service, we are spontaneously rewarded liberation. That is the actual liberation. We don't need any other liberations. शुनीय अद्भुतपुरी महिमा शंकर पुनः श्री चरण धरी करिला उत्तर. Sri Charana Dhari. Now Shankara heard the wonderful glories of Jagannath Puri, and he again grabbed hold of the Lord's lotus feet and he spoke. So we heard so many glories of Jagannath Puri today, Jagannath Prasadam, about the Supreme Lord, everything. So there is a place in West Bengal called Diga, where very recently Srila Guru Maharaj opened, like it was actually constructed by the government of West Bengal, and the architecture, the structure, everything is exactly similar to our Jagannath Puri temple, and all the services to the Supreme Lord. And the Jagannath also is um, carved in a very similar way to our Jagannath in Puri, and all the services of the Supreme Lord are given to ISKCON here. So Guru Maharaj says many ISKCON devotees who cannot enter Jagannath Puri temple, they have been given Jagannath here. Jagannath himself has come here. So those are the glories of Jagannath Puri, and we can glorify him in Diga too. So Shuna. Now Lord Shankara is speaking, grabbing the Lord's lotus feet. What is he saying? Shuna prana natha mora eka nivedana muni se parama ahankrita sarvakshana. O Lord of my life, I have one request. I am extremely proud. Is he proud? Lord Shiva is the topmost Vaishnava. He cannot be proud, but he is again exhibiting the quality of a devotee. He is saying how of a Vaishnava, how they see good qualities in others and they see all bad qualities in themselves. एतेके तोमारा छाड़ी आमी अन्य स्थाने থাকিলে কুশল মোরা নাহিকা কাখানে. Therefore it will never be good for me to live away from your association. তোমারা নিকটে থাকি সবে মোরা মানা দুষ্ট সঙ্গ দোষে ভালা নাহিকা কখানা. I have a desire to reside near you. It is never good to remain in bad association. This is being told by Mahadeva. एतेके आमारे यदि थाके भृत्य ज्ञान तबे निज क्षेत्रे मोरा देह एक स्थान. Therefore, if you consider me your servant, please give me a place to stay in your own abode. Don't send me even little bit far away. Keep me very close to you. This is Shankara's request to the Supreme Lord. Then he says, Kshetrera mahima shuni Shri Mukhe tomara bada ichha haila tatha thakite amara. After hearing the glories of your abode from your lotus mouth, I have developed an intense desire to live there. निकृष्ट हय प्रभु सेवी मुतो मारे तथायाति लेक स्थाना देह प्रभु मोरे. I will serve you as a menial servant, O Lord. Please give me a tiny place. Shambhu is already serving him as a menial servant. He takes care of all the people in the mode of ignorance. He takes care of ghosts, goblins, the lowest grades of lowest forms of life, and he gives them protection and uplifts them. He says, I will serve you as a menial servant. क्षेत्रवास प्रतिमोरा बड़लय माना एतबली maheshwara kharena krandana. I desire to live in your sacred abode. After speaking these words, Maheshwara began to cry. शिववाक्ये तुष्टहया श्रीचन्द्रवदना बलिते लगिला तांड्रे खरिया लिंगाना. The moon-faced Lord, Sri Chandravadana, was pleased with Shiva's words. He then embraced Lord Shiva and spoke as follows. शुन शिव तुम्ही मोरा निज देह सामा ये तो मारा प्रिय प्रिय से मोहरा प्रियतमा. Listen, Shiva, you are equal to my own abode. Anyone who is dear to you is also dear to me. So the Lord is saying, anyone whom you hold dear is definitely dear to me because you are equal to my own body. This the Supreme Lord is telling Lord Shiva. We'll see Prabhupada Saraswati's commentary. The meaning of the phrase Mohara Priyatama can be understood from Sri Sri Jiva Goswami's following statement in Bhakti Sandarbha. The translation of which is, whenever the scriptures describe the spiritual master and Lord Shiva as being non-different from Krishna, pure devotees understand that this is because of their being most dear to Sri Krishna. Right? It is not that they are occupying the position of Sri Krishna, but they are very confidential servitors of Sri Krishna. That is what we should understand. So quickly, I thought we will see this beautiful verse. Yesterday, Mataji made a mention of this verse. We'll quickly see what Prabhupada Saraswati says in this word, which glorifies Lord Shiva in Brahma Samhita. क्षीरं यथा दधि विकार विशेष योगात् संजायते न हि ततः पृथग् अस्ति हेतोः यः शम्भुतामपि तथा समुपैति कार्यात् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. So just as milk is transformed into curd by the action of acids, but at the effect curd is neither same nor different from its cause milk. So I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whom the state of Shambhu is a transformation for the performance of work of destruction. So this is a very beautiful purport. I'll just pick few lines here, there, and I'll try to explain because Prabhupada Saraswati's English is so difficult. So here, Prabhupada Saraswati says, Shambhu is not a second godhead other than Krishna. Okay, by thinking like that, we commit a great offense. The supremacy of Shambhu is subservient to that of Govinda. And just the way milk, when it is treated with acid, turns into curd. So, our Godhead, he becomes a subservient by the addition of a particular element of adulteration. So the Supreme Lord himself becomes his subservient by the addition of some adulteration. And what is this adulteration? It is combination of the deluding Maya, that is external energy, marginal potency, and our Yoga Maya, the spiritual potency. Combination of these three things is the adulteration. And when that is added, when the Supreme Lord accepts that, he will show the form of Shambhu. And this Shiva has no independent initiator. Then here, the purport of Bhagavata Shloka, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu, is that Shambhu, in pursuance of the will of Govinda, works in union with his consort Durga Devi by his own time energy. And what does he do? He teaches pious activity, pious duties, dharma, to all the jivas. And he teaches dharma, which is the stepping stone to the spiritual progress. And he teaches dharma based on the conditioning. So how much of conditioning is there? Based on that capacity, he delivers dharma to jivas. This is what Shambhu is doing. In obedience to the will of Govinda, Shambhu has also preached the cult of illusionism or Mayavada. And finally, Prabhupada Saraswati here says, the 50 attributes of individual souls are manifest in a far vaster measure in Shambhu. We Jivas have 50 attributes. Krishna has 64 attributes. So Shiva has these 50 attributes in a huge quantity. And apart from that, he also have 5 additional attributes which the Jivas can never attain. So no Jiva can become Shiva, and Shiva is not a Jiva. And yet he partakes in the nature of a separated portion of Govinda. So this is the explanation given for when they say Shiva is non-different from Krishna. This is the explanation. And also a mention of spiritual master is made here in the purport. We all say this verse every day, Saksha Dharitvena Samasta Shastra. So all the scriptures, they have revealed that spiritual master is also non-different from Krishna. Why? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura says there itself the reason, because he is the most confidential servitor of the Supreme Lord. So that's what we should understand. यथा तुमी तथा आमी इथे नाही आना सर्व क्षेत्रे तुम्हारा दिलाना आमी स्थाना. I am present wherever you are. There is no doubt about it. I am giving you a place in all of my abodes. So now the Lord says, wherever I am present, you will also be present, O Shiva. क्षेत्रेरा पालक तुम्ही सर्वथा आमारा सर्व क्षेत्रे तुम्हारे दिलामा अधिकारा. You will be the sole maintainer of my abodes. I authorize you to do this. Because after Mahadeva received a place to reside in Ekamraka Kshetra, he prayed that he be allowed to live wherever the Lord stays. Mahadeva was appointed the maintainer of all of Vishnu's abodes. So we know how he stays as Gopeshwar Mahadev in Vrindavan. He stays in Mathura. There are 4 Shiva temples guarding the entrance of the city. The east, it is he stays as Pipaleshwar Mahadev. In the west, he stays as Bhuteshwar Mahadev. In north, he stays as Gokarneshwar Mahadev. And in south, he stays as Rangeshwar Mahadev. And in Jagannath Puri also, of course, he's taking this Ekamraka Kshetra. And apart from that, also within the at the entrance of the city, he is there as Lingaraj Mahadev, and then surrounding the temple also, he is there in 5 different forms. So this is how the Lord has given permission for Mahadev to become the maintainer of his abodes. एकाम्र कवन ये तुम्हारे दिल आमी ताहते ओ परिपूर्ण रूपे था कतुमी. You recite your full satisfaction in the Ekamra Kavana that I gave you. से क्षेत्र आमारा परम प्रिय स्थान मोरा प्रीते तथाया ताखिबे सर्वक्षण. That place is most dear to me. Always reside there for my pleasure. So he is the topmost Vaishnava. The mood is of servitorship, and our Shiva is being asked to stay there just to please the Supreme Lord. So that is the goal of any Vaishnava, right? He wants to please his spiritual master, please Srila Prabhupada, and please the Supreme Lord. So that's what Vaishnava, this Shambhu is also doing. ये आमारा भक्त है तोमा अनादरे से आमारे मात्रा ये न विडंबा न खरे. If one of my devotees disrespects you, he simply creates disturbance for me. Mahadeva was instructed to live in Bhuvaneshwara Kshetra to his full satisfaction. No devotee of Vishnu should disrespect him. Anyone who does so will fall from the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. This benediction was given to Mahadeva. So, this was seen even in that pastime after Dandabhanga pastime, when the Supreme Lord, our Gaur Nataraj, he goes to Jaleshwar Mahadev temple. And even there, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur says, if anybody claims to be a Vaishnava, but he is disrespecting Shiva, then he is just useless. He is not following the path of Gaura. So this was said by Vishwanath Chakras. I'm so sorry, by Vrindavan Das Thakur. And the Supreme Lord himself is saying this here, that if somebody disrespects me, disrespects you, he's just creating disturbances for me. हे नमते शिव पाई लेन से स्थाना अद्यापिह विख्याता भुवनेश्वर नामा. In this way, Shiva obtained that place. Even today, that place is celebrated by the name Bhuvaneshwara. शिव प्रिय बड़ कृष्ण ताह बुझाई ते नृत्य करे गौरचंद्र शिवेर साक्षाते. Now we come to our Gaurachandra. Now Gaurachandra danced before Shiva to reveal that Shiva is most dear to Krishna. And again, Prabhupada Saraswati is emphasizing this. The spiritual master and Mahadeva are both extremely dear to the Supreme Lord. And he says the devotees of Shiva have obtained the service of the eight-armed Supreme Lord. So those devotees who have approached Shiva, devotees of Shiva who approach him with a clear heart, not with desires for material benedictions, they eventually Shiva leads them to the Supreme Lord. But those who consider demigods like Shiva to be independent, they commit an offense at the feet of the Supreme Lord. Yeah, so this is very important for us to know. यथा किछु कृष्ण कही याचे न पुराणे ए बताहे देखाए न साक्षाते अपने. Whatever Krishna spoke in the Puranas was now directly demonstrated. So it was demonstrated how Shiva is very dear to Gaurachandra and how Shiva resides wherever the Supreme Lord is there. Shiva Rama Govinda Baliya Gora Raya Hate Tali Diya Nritya Karena Sadaya. Lord Gora clapped his hands as he continuously danced and chanted Shiva Rama Govinda. So by this we end today's verses. I will as we were reading these verses, I was thinking of Guruvayurappan. So, Guruvayur is a beautiful place in the state of Kerala where the Supreme Lord is. And he is also a very, very powerful Supreme Lord over there. And in fact, it is called Vaikunta, Bhuloka Vaikunta. Guruvayur is called. And I thought, and there too we have a beautiful temple of Lord Shiva, and the temple of Shiva there is called Mamiyur, and it is a rule generally with anyone who goes and sees Guruvayurappan will also go see Lord Shiva in Mamiyur. Immediately they'll do that. So I thought I will just talk a little about the glories of Guruvayurappan and his interaction with Lord Shiva also. So I'll just I'll just show this picture of Guruvayurappan as we are talking. Guruvayurappan is very dear to me. So this story begins in Padma Kalpa of Brahma, some other day of Brahma. So Brahma was having difficulty in doing his secondary creation, and at that time, Lord Narayana appears and blesses Brahma, and he gives one Shila. That is made of Pathalanjana Shila. It is made of Pathalanjana Shila. It's the material it's made of. And Narayana says, this deity has come straight from Vaikuntha. Take this deity and worship him. So Brahmaji, with lots of reverence, is worshipping this deity for a very long time. And then in Varaha Kalpa, we have Sutapa and Prishni, who are childless. In the article I read, which I took from ISKCON Desire Tree, it says Sutapa and Prishni are king and queen. I don't have any reference for this apart from that. So they were childless and they worshipped Brahmaji for children. And Brahmaji gives them this Shila and he says, you start worshipping this Narayana, Mahavishnu. And both the husband and wife, they are very nice devotees and they get so charmed by seeing this beautiful, beautiful form of the Supreme Lord. They take him and they start worshipping him in a very, very opulent way. and they completely forget about their material desires of having a child and so on. But then this Lord has his own pastimes to do. So he invokes that desire again in their heart. And then he comes before them and he says, I will appear as your son 3 times, not just once, 3 times. We all know this story. So he appears as Prishnigarbha. And the all through that pastime, the worship of this Shila takes place by Prishni and Sutapa. And then several thousand years later, Prishni and Sutapa appear as our Aditi and Kashyapa. And again, our Supreme Lord comes as Vamana. And even at that time, they acquired this deity, Aditi and Kashyapa, and they worship this deity. And the third time they appear as Devaki and Vasudeva. At that time, they get the same deity from sage Dhaumya, who is the family priest of the Pandavas. And they start doing opulent worship of the deity again. And our Krishna appears as Swayam Bhagavan this time. And Lord Krishna, who displays all the he performs the role of this his role perfectly when he comes, and so he also takes this deity and he installs it in a temple, and he also worships this deity of Mahavishnu. And towards the end, when the Lord decides to end his pastimes, we know how Uddhava approaches the Supreme Lord. There is an entire canto on their discussions. And towards the end, Uddhava is very worried for the people of Kali Yuga. At that time, the Supreme Lord says, take this deity with you. And he is the solution for all the problems in Kali Yuga. And you establish him in a place which is as sacred as Dwaraka, because now Dwaraka is going to get inundated. And just like the same way, the Dwaraka gets immersed in water very soon. And Uddhava, the Lord predicts that Brihaspati and Vayudeva will come to help Uddhava. And both of them come. Brihaspati, the sage of all the demigods, and Vayudeva, they come. And all three of them, they look for place where they can establish this deity. And looking for a place, they come all the way to Kerala, where they meet Parashurama. And Parashurama takes them to this beautiful place where there is a very, very beautiful lake filled with lotuses of different sizes, different colors, and this aroma coming from this from this lake is filling up miles and miles. And there are beautiful trees, creepers, birds. Basically, it's a very beautiful place. And everybody likes this place, and they feel, and it is very sacred also. They get those vibes. And then they ask, what is this lake? It's such a nice, auspicious place here. And then Parashurama says, this is Rudra Tirtham. And at that time, Lord Shiva appears from the lake. And he honors all his guests very nicely. And he says, yes, you please install this beautiful deity here. And me and my wife Parvati will move to the other side of this lake, and we will establish ourselves there in Mamiyur. And you can establish this deity in this temple here. And Vishwakarma himself comes and builds that beautiful temple. And Shiva and Parvati, they supervise the ceremony of installing the Supreme Lord there, and they move on to Mamiyur. So this is the beautiful relationship between Lord Shiva and our Supreme Lord. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Matajis. Thank you for patiently listening.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Such a wonderful class. So much things I didn't know about the Guru Ayarpur God and everything. So nice to hear all these things. And really, I like also the glories of Jagannath Kshetra and Jagannath Prasadam, how it is so important to take that Prasadam. And also you talk about so many things about Pundik Vidyanidhi and the Sarup Damodar, how they just talk each other and how they will that, and how Mahaprabhu uh, transformed the Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya from Mayavad to devotee, pure devotee of him. So nice, so nice. Brahma Samhita, Shlokya verse. You sang very nicely, Mataji. Everything, whatever you talk about the Lord Shiva's glory also, and how the spiritual master and Shiva, they are uh, one type of non-different then, but still they are different like that. Our second Namaprad to consider the name of like that. So it's very nice, all whole class. Mataji, it was so beautiful, so wonderful, so amazing class. Mataji, always you do very nice stories and everything you just tell us. Also, you talk about Srila Prabhupada, how he has a desire to go to Jagannath Puri and how he got prasad. And then he just, when he knew about that, the meat eating, then he stopped that thing. So from childhood, he has a desire. He just was making the Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra at home when he was a kid. So nice, Mataji, to hear everything. Very nice, Mataji.
Thank you
Mataji, you have a time.
Sing Mataji. Thank you. I have all the time, Mataji. Need blessings from devotees.
So, devotees, anyone have any question or anything to say, realization or something? Mataji is here.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, so glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you, Mataji. Very, very wonderful session. The way you covered each and every verse with so many intricate details, that was so wonderful. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for all your services. So, few things. Of course, Shashwamati Mataji summarized everything. But like about, you talked about Pundurik Vidyanidhi, right? How he woke up with the swollen cheeks.
Mhm.
Even the same pastime happened with Ramanujacharya, right? When he went to Kurmakshetra,
Oh,
right?
please, I don't know.
He also interrupted the way the Pandas were worshipping.
Uh,
And the Pandas said, no, this is the way what we have to worship.
uh,
And he was finding something that, no, this is not how you worship Jagannath. And that night, Jagannath appeared in his dream and he said, who are you to interfere? And let them worship. And then in the morning, he found himself away from Jagannath Puri in some Kurmakshetra.
oh,
Oh,
Night only he was transported.
so beautiful, so beautiful.
So yeah, Puri, we have to be really very, very careful that we should not offend anybody. Everybody is, as you said, 400 forms. They are all Narayan. It's just a matter of time. And thank you for this wonderful story of Guru Ayurappan. Mataji, you know, I've never heard that story. Today was the first time I came to know from you. But why the deity is known as Guru Ayurappan?
Mataji, because Guru is Brihaspati and Vayu,
Okay.
both of them, they install the deity, Guru and Vayu. That's why it's called Guruvayurpuram and Guruvayurappan.
What is the meaning of Appan?
Appa generally means father. Uh,
Okay.
like we have that Appan for everything. We call him father. Father is Appa, and
Okay.
generally as the Lord of Guruvayur is Guruvayurappan.
Guru and Brahaspati and Lord Vayu.
And Vayu.
Vayu, right?
Uh,
Okay. And what's the place where Lord Shiva say Mimi? What do you say?
Mummy Ur.
Mummy. Okay.
Yeah, the first time I heard, I was like, why have they named it
yeah.
Mummy Ur? But yeah, it's very beautiful, Mataji, that temple. When I went, it was evening time and it was so beautifully lit with lamps everywhere. It was so dark and lamps were the only ones giving light and big Shivalinga. And very beautifully they serve him, Mataji.
But this Guruvayur temple, it is actually Narayan deity only, right?
Very beautiful Krishna. The Krishna I showed, he's very
Okay.
supposed to be a boy, and the prasadam they give there is only banana. They'll give this, will give small banana. They'll give butter
Mm.
and sugar. That's the prasadam they'll give.
Mm.
He's a small boy.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you
Thank
for your wonderful session.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for blessing me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can you please share this Guruvayurappan story?
Yes, Mataji, it's from ISKCON Desire, so I hope I even checked with Preeti Vilasni
Okay,
Mataji.
fine.
I will share, Mataji. It is, yeah, I will share, Mataji. In the group, I'll share.
Thank you. Hare Krishna Mataji, koti koti dandavat pranam. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, Sri Radha Gopinath ki jai. I also hear first time Guruvayur temple. Mataji, before 29 years we visit that, but we don't know the Mahatma of that temple. But that time also tears not stop. And one more South Indian Shiva temple we visit, but we hear from HG Vilasini and then we understand. And all the Mataji explained by our Mataji summary. So me not repeating, but you take us in a dham, Mataji. You all Bhakti Sastri teachers or Bhakti Sangha teachers. Mataji, recently I start Bhakti Sastri because I think that it is very hard for me. But trust me, Mataji, if I start before 2 years with HG Preeti Vilasini and HG Kirtida Sundari Mataji, it is very easy by the mercy of Six Goswami and Acharya. Why? Because attending me studying in Hindi medium, so not I can, but to what understand the understand the language, understand Vani of all Bhakti Sangha teachers and all GVC Maharaj coming in a Bhakti Sangha. Par Mataji, because of you all are so pure Vaishnava, now Bhakti Shastri is very easy. So I think I have to start before 2 years. और वो हृदय को इतना मन को सुकून मिलता है क्योंकि what happened Mataji, we hear and I forgot the next day or after 2-3 days. But when we sit in a one corner and study properly by heart the sloka, तो वो श्रील प्रभुपाद की वाणी छू जाती है कि 2-3 घंटा सो के इतनी सारी बुक्स लिखी और इतने साल hardly I sit for the 15 minutes and read Srila Prabhupada book. So all credit goes to Bhakti Sangha teachers and all senior brahmachari कि वो उनकी वाणी सुन सुन के वो सब बहुत प्योर है, इसलिए आज मेरे लिए भक्ति शास्त्री इज वेरी इजी माताजी. कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम टू ऑल भक्ति संघा टीचर्स दैट उनके एसोसिएशन से भक्ति सीसी भागवतम तो ठीक है माताजी, वो भी हार्ड है, बट सीसी चैतन्य चरणामृत इज वेरी वेरी फार फॉर मी. पर इट्स बिकम अ वेरी इजी. वो बोलते हैं ना जैसे छोटे बच्चे, मेरा क्वालिफिकेशन तो 7-8 स्टैंडर्ड का है, बट आई एम स्टडिंग ग्रेजुएशन स्टडी. Why all Bhakti Sangha teachers are so sincere. Take us in Sridham Vrindavan Dham, Sisi Mayapur Dham. आज जो आपने Sisi लॉर्ड पार्वती एंड लॉर्ड शिवा एंड लॉर्ड पार्वती की जो कहानी आपने जो बताई माता जी, इन 2005 we visit South Indian yatra with Radhanath Maharaj. Almost 28 bus Mataji. So we visit so many Lord Shiva temple. So you rememberize that Maharaj said the branch of the tree, the creepers or the all South Indian Vaishnava are very special. हम तो जज भी नहीं कर सकते. वी कैन नॉट जज एनी वैष्णव का ये दिस इज सीनियर एंड दिस इज जूनियर. पता नहीं वो कब भक्ति में 100 गुना 1000 गुना हमारे शोल्डर पर बैठ के आगे चले जाए. सो वी डोंट हैव टू डू एनी अपराध. कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी. श्रील प्रभुपाद, श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, गोपीनाथ की जय. प्लीज कीप अस इन प्रेयर that I will sit in a one corner and 2-3 hours every day studying. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Gurudev.
Jai Mataji. Mataji, your sincerity is so amazing, Mataji. Please give a spark of that to me too. Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji.
Sudhakar Prabhu, you can go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Very nice lecture. Actually, I missed 2-3 sessions, so I just had a small doubt. Maybe you can clarify. My, the Bhuvaneshwar, the one which you mentioned, I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking. Bhuvaneshwar is the place where Lord Shiva is. That Bhuvaneshwari is residing, right? In one of the episode we learned. Or is it the same Bhuvaneshwar now? What we hear, it is the same one, or it is a different Bhuvaneshwar? Because you mentioned the place of 10 yojanas around the Puri is like a sacred. So I'm not sure whether the Bhuvaneshwar, what physically Bhuvaneshwar town or city we see, is it the same Bhuvaneshwar or it is something different? I just not.
I assume it's the same Prabhu. Of course, Matajis can correct me because I googled and I found I've not gone Prabhu. I found that Bhubaneswar is just 69 kilometers from Puri, and here the mention is 10 yojanas. One yojana
Yeah.
is 8 miles, so
Yeah.
80 miles around the temple, everything.
Oh,
So it must be the same, I assume. Mataji, it is the same, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you.
thank you, Madhavi. And the other one, sorry, just sorry,
Sure.
maybe
If I
other
know,
day.
I'll answer. I don't know many things.
Just, yes, we. I hear from many scriptures and other thing that Lord Shiva is not to be considered as a demigod. He's just another what you call the ansh of the Lord Krishna. Today's, at least your explanation is made clear. But in the same purport, when I just glance it again, it is in the purport also. It is mentioned as a demigod Shiva. So sometimes I get confused. Actually, it is clear to me, at least in my level. Yes, all are Vaishnavas. It's just only matter of he's a great Vaishnava. That much we know. But sometimes why some acharyas they say demigod, and sometimes they say it's not demigod. I'm not sure. Maybe if you can, uh, it's not
Prabhuji,
a big deal for me, but at least I just want to know why
it's good to
this
know,
different.
Prabhu. It's good to know the right way. I'll try to explain, Prabhu. Other Matajis can definitely add. So, Prabhu, Shiva Tattva is separate, Prabhu. Demigods come under the section of Jivas, okay? So they have a lifespan pretty much bigger than ours, and they have more powers. Everything is more for them. And demigods are generally Indra, Chandra, Vayu, all those. Even Brahma is a demigod because Brahma has a lifespan. Shiva Tattva is different, as if you remember, Prabhu, in that purport, Brahma Samhita purport, in the end, Prabhupada Saraswati clearly says Jiva has 50 qualities, 50 or 50, 50 qualities.
Yeah,
And
mentioned.
then, and then Shiva has 5 qualities more than a Jiva. So a Jiva can never become Shiva. Shiva is not a Jiva. So that is clearly told. Sometimes demigods like Brahma and Shiva, we read that in many, many places. Even Prabhupada says that. Just to, I feel Prabhupada does that so that we don't have much confusion. In establishing the supremacy of the Supreme Lord, Prabhupada has stated that way so that we don't get too confused. That is my understanding, Prabhu. Otherwise, Shiva Tattva per se is different from demigods. Did I make any sense, Prabhu?
Yeah, I think okay. Mataji, just if I just try to understand the
Yes.
lessons learned from the sessions from the other sessions also, I think uh, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wherever he visited on his journey to this thing, he has visited the Lord Shiva temple or the place and prayed, right? So from that, can we say? I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking this question. Can we say that before we visit to any tirtha, like Puri or this thing, we should visit the Lord Shiva temple first, or first we should visit the Lord temple and then visit the Shiva temple? I don't know. I'm just trying to share my thought. As I told you, I'm not a
I don't know
biggest.
the etiquette, Prabhu. I don't know the etiquette. It's best to
Okay.
go to the Supreme Lord first and then go visit his associates. That would be mine. I don't know, Matajis, can anybody answer this? I really don't know if we should visit Shiva temple first or later. I don't know, Prabhu. I'm really bad with it.
Mataji, it's just a guess of mine. You can correct me. Maybe Shiva as a Vaishnava, we can visit him first and seek his blessings and then go to Lord's temple.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, we
Yeah.
can do that
Sorry.
also. Yeah, I think
Thank
it's
you, Mataji. Because I'm just planning to visit Puri, but
Haribo.
this I visited last time, but I really did not have much uh, knowledge, anything there. I just went there and they were telling about the prasad and everything. But now I'm hearing the importance of this place. So definitely,
Yes,
it will be a different
helps. It
experience.
helps.
I hope so. So that's why I'm trying to ask this question. Sorry, otherwise I don't want
No,
to.
Prabhu, it's always good to ask. In fact, I had read Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's pastime, and then I had the um, fortune to receive Jagannath Prasadam, so I knew the right mood in which I should honor it. So it helps, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna. Janava Mataji,
Thank you so much.
thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Okay, one moment.
Hare
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, and I offer my obeisances to everyone here, amazing Vaishnavas and Bhakta Sangha group, which I feel is such a healing and mature association of Vaishnava. And in all glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to spiritual masters. Mataji, this as I've learned yesterday in class, there are such thing as a stupid question. So I'm gonna preface my question now. But yeah, this is not the most deep and philosophical question at all. So be warned, everyone. But something that's just sort of like playing in my mind and what I'm feeling is when we're reading scriptures like this, based on the Goswamis that is describing this, because sometimes when I with the description, I'm feeling a certain way. Like when they say fish are abominable. And this is so very literal. What's your take on why would they say that fish is the very, very abominable when everything is Lord Krishna's creation? Why would we describe it as abominable, an abominable creature? Is this scripture basically just saying that based on if we eat the fish, this is considered abominable. So therefore we are eating something abominable? Um, so that's one thing that was sort of like playing in my mind. And then the second question that I have was about regarding Lord Shiva. But maybe Mataji, you could answer that one first before I overwhelm you with the other stupid questions.
My memory is very short span. So, Mataji, I don't know if it's an answer. I was thinking why Prabhupada Saraswati said that, and I was thinking fish comes in the first part of the evolution, right? The lowest rung of evolution. So maybe that's why, and its consciousness is not great. Um, so next to trees and plants is fish. That was one understanding, Mataji. And as you said, maybe because we eat fish, we are abominable, so it is also called abominable. Maybe just jugglery of words. I don't know, Mataji. One thing which crossed my mind was the consciousness of the fish is very, very. I don't know, Mataji, if that's even an answer. Basically, Prabhupada Saraswati says if fish is eaten, it is like eating any meat. So.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm glad that I found the scripture where basically it's saying because some people, they say if you're gonna eat some kind of meat, you might as well eat the fish because it has the least the lower consciousness or the least amount of it's kind of like because the other animals, are more conscious and then fish is like the closer to our evolutionary thing, so the program of it, I mean, whatever, I don't eat fish, but that's what they say. So I was just kind of curious about on this scripture that is saying that. And then also the Lord Shiva position, again, this is not another philosophical question, but I would like to ask you what you think of this. Why is it in ISKCON culturally, I feel like we don't we don't have any festival that gives Lord Shiva like some kind of I would say like politeness or obeisances, even though we know his position as a topmost Vaishnav. Because as we read more in the scripture, it's saying that anybody that is making such a distinction between Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna is also committing an offense. So how do you reconcile that? I mean, I know in other parts of India, they do that. They have like, but in United States at all, you don't see any kind of obeisances to Lord Shiva. Even on Mahashivaratri, it's almost if like we all as Vaishnav, we just want to like forget all about it. But even though when you read in the scriptures, you're noticing that Lord Shiva is so dear to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as I learned in class today, and then in the scripture that's so. But why is it as a whole, as a Vaishnav, we don't want to highlight or even give some kind of obeisances to the topmost Vaishnav that is dear to the Lord? I, Again, not a philosophical question, but I guess I'm asking more of from a cultural perspective. What is your answer, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Krishna, I don't know. But we generally do, right? I read Rudra Gita on Mahashivratri, and we do something special for Shiva on that day. But you're asking us a community. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know, Mataji. I don't know.
Okay.
Our
Okay.
devils, I don't know.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Chinmay. Oh, sorry. Lakshmi has to.
Lakshmi Mata.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Priti Mataji. Mataji, such a wonderful class, Mataji. We have heard about Jagannath Puri Mahima and in Chaitanya Charitamrita and in many books, but hearing from Chaitanya Bhagavat, it's even, getting all the details, like micro details, it's such a fantastic, Mataji, and your class was so wonderful. And Mataji, you were talking about Guruvayur, right? So, like Mamiyur, I came to know like that when Guru and Vayu was carrying the deity over the sky, they were just coming because the deity was worshipped by Devaki and Vasudev. And they were carrying it. And in the end of Dwapara Yuga, when they reached to the south part, there was a lake called Rudra Tirtha, where they found the Chaitanya, the Tejas, where Lord Shiva and Parvati were doing penance for so many ages. And they found, okay, this should be the perfect place to keep this wonderful deity for the Kali Yuga. And when they came there, they said that Lord Shiva and Parvati were so kind that they said, okay, you take this place, and they moved over to Mamiyur. And they said because of this quality of Lord Shiva, like, he's so polite, he just moved away. That Mahima later on came Mahimayur, and then it became Mamiyur.
Oh,
So the
okay.
name, how the name was derived, that Mahima of Lord Shiva. And they say, so since Lord Shiva is so polite, such a Vaishnava, he moved from the place. When we go to Guruvayur, we first visit the Vaishnava. We say thank you for giving the place for Krishna. And then we go and worship Guruvayur. And like that, they say, Mataji.
Oh,
That's
you
an
have to see Krishna first and then go.
yeah, some they say you first visit like we do like that. We just go to Mamiyur first because we thank Lord Shiva for giving the place for Krishna. Like he says, no, you go and see my Vaishnava and then come and see me. Like that, Krishna likes it. So we say, see, we thanked Lord Shiva and then we came like that. It's so wonderful, Mataji. To hear about Guru Ayappan and also Lord Shiva, it's wonderful. And Mataji, like I had two questions, Mataji. Like you mentioned, yeah, all over Puranas, we say wherever there is Vishnu temple, some place like Guruvayur, the Lord Shiva has to leave the place and go. And also Badrigasham story also we see that Parvati and the Lord Shiva was doing penance and they moved for Krishna, some versions. And in some, all the Vishnu temples you see, Lord Shiva did not move, but he will be there.
Mhm.
So my question is, Mataji, all these places where see that Lord Shiva is with Krishna in all the places, does it occur because of the reason that we discussed today, because of this story or this Leela that everything taking place, Mataji?
I don't know, Mataji. I don't know if it is because of this particular Leela, but even temples which are very old have Shiva, and in South at least they're together. Yes, many places. In fact, Shiva places, Shiva temples also we see Vishnu temples. Maybe Preeti Vilasni Mataji can answer this. I don't know.
What was the specific question? Sorry.
Mataji is asking that wherever Vishnu temples are there, Shiva temples are also there. Is it because of this particular benediction which the Lord gave here? Is it because of what we learned today that we see the temples together or the both deities together? I don't know.
I don't know, Mataji.
Yeah. I don't know, Mataji. We can find out and I'll let you know, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, no worries, Mataji, because it struck my mind because we see no everywhere they are together. So is this because of this benediction? Then we are very happy, because of Chaitanya Bhagavat we came to know this why this happened. And
Mm.
Mataji, second question is, Mataji, you mentioned that in Jagannath Puri Vasis they are with like four hands. When the demigods look at them, they see with four hands. Yeah, but we see the devotees also visiting Jagannath Puri. Do they also come to the same quality, Mataji?
It's said, right, Mataji? It's said in today's verses. Whoever enters the dham, they will be seen by demigods as four-formed. That is, as Kitida Mataji rightly put it, it's just some time. Like even Prabhupada said, right? Time is in between me and all those temples. So time is in between that particular jiva and he becoming four-armed. But definitely, even if we enter Jagannath Puri once, we'll get Sarupya.
Oh, so wonderful, Mataji. Because I was listening to the class and I was just explaining to my mother because she doesn't know English and I was translating and telling. And she recently visited Jagannath Puri, so she was asking me, "Do I also have that?"
Yes,
So
yes.
I will ask
It's
Mataji. I
said in one
confirm
of
and
the
tell.
verses. It's said in
Yeah.
one of the verses that even those who enter, not just the inhabitants, even
Mm.
those who enter will be seen by demigods.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Mataji. So wonderful. Thank you, Mataji. Such a wonderful class, Mataji. You did a very great service, and listening to your class was so, so lucky, fortunate we were able to listen the stories. Every story is wonderful, Mataji. Thank you for your service. Hare Krishna, Jai Sachinandana.
Jai Sachinandan, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, half minute. Can me not qualified like all of you? Can I add a little bit? Half minute.
Yes, Mataji, definitely.
Lord Shiva is a Kshatrapal. Whether it's Sisi Vrindavan Dham, Sisi Jagannath Puri Dham, Sisi Mayapur Dham. So he protecting the Dham. So that Lord Shiva is such a great Vaishnava. Me and my brother are in our home there is a Sisi Laddu Gopal in childhood. We are following Vallabhacharya, but we worship Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva is a great Vaishnava. He take us in a Lord Krishna's lotus feet. So he is taking all the dham as a kshatrapal. If I am wrong, please forgive me.
Correct.
Koti koti dandavat pranam.
Jai Mataji, very nice. Yes, he is the Kshetrapal. In fact, in today's verses we read, he is the Lord tells him, you're the maintainer of all my abodes. Very nice, Mataji. Thank you so much. Preeti Vilasini Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for the very beautiful class. The story of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the story of Guruvayurappan, everything was so beautifully blended. Very nice storytelling, and I like the list of preparations that you read. It was very meditative. For Jagannath Puri, thank you so much. I didn't have any questions, just wanted to appreciate the beautiful class. And when Mataji was talking about the abominable fish, I was thinking also because the fish stinks, it is smelly. That's why it's considered abominable. It's not something that you would want to eat. Actually, it's not meant for though it has a lower consciousness. Lower consciousness is better to eat than higher consciousness in one sense, because you are not killing something with a higher consciousness. That is one side of it. But the point is, it is also very dirty, just like how sometimes Vaishnavas, we are told to avoid mushrooms. Why? Because mushrooms grows on dirty places. So it affects your consciousness. So anything that is smelly, stinky, dirty, it's not fit for consumption. Like that.
Very nice explanation. Thank you. Janava,
And
hope you got the answer, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. It's okay also because I'm allergic to mushrooms. So there was one answer pertaining to Lord Shiva that Bhakti Sangha group was saying earlier. And what was that you said about Lord Shiva in pertaining to what Mataji had read on the text earlier? Can someone explain that again, please?
What, Mataji? I didn't get your question.
Um, the Bhakti Sangha facilitator, I don't know who's doing that right now. Earlier, when we were talking about Lord Shiva, right after me, she was saying something about in relation to the pastimes that you've read, and she was explaining something about Lord Shiva. I didn't get the gist of what she was saying. I was wondering if she could repeat it.
Lakshmi Mataji. Oh, she said the significance. I said the Lord's Shiva's temple is called Mammiyur, Mataji. Mammiyur. Mammiyur. Yeah, I know this is hardcore South Indian language. But she told me how it came, like how the phrase came, because the phrase as such has no meaning. So she said first it was called Mahimayur. Mahima, like the glory. Mahima means glories. Glories of Lord Shiva was sung there. And then the slang of it became Mammiyur.
Okay. Thank you so much for clarifying, Mataji. I appreciate you. Thank you for your service. Hare Krishna.
Sudhakar Prabhu has something to say, Prabhu.
Okay, Mata, thank you. If you have time only, otherwise no problem.
Sure, Prabhu.
Actually, Mataji, thank you for this Guru story. Actually, I don't know much, but I listened to something similar, a different one. I just don't know whether it is the same or not. I just want to clarify with you. I read a story that Rukmini Mataji was asking the Lord Krishna about his childhood form. Then I think Lord Krishna gives him the idol and as a remembrance. And is it the same one, Mataji? And this is the same idol at the time of the destruction of the Dwaraka. Lord Krishna instructed somebody this idol to be taken out from this place to some other place, something like that. I read this is the same thing, Guru, or is it something different? I'm not sure. I don't know. That's why I
Prabhuji,
just.
I could be mistaken, but I have heard that linked to Udupi Sri Krishna, that
Udupi Sri Krishna. Okay.
Krishna, he was taken in a boat, and I forget the story now, Prabhu. I'd read it long
Yeah,
back.
I think now I remember, Mata. That's
Somehow
Udupi. Yeah.
he will come to Madhvacharya, and Madhvacharya establishes that deity in Udupi. I've heard, Prabhu. If somebody knows for sure, they can correct. I
Okay,
read
that's different from Guruvayurappan, right? That the Guruvayurappan temple and Udupi Krishna are different, huh? Okay.
Yeah, this deity is so old, so old. He is from different Kalpa,
Thank
Guruvayurappan.
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry for
No problem.
raising.
No.
Just to thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, that Rukmini Devi's deity is actually Udupi deity. That is Madhvacharya got it, and that is Udupi deity. And this is Devaki and Vasudev worshipped, and that is our Guru Vairappan. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Mataji will end.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So beautiful to know everything today. All devotees, they explain everything about details. So nice to hear, Mataji. Thank you very much, Mataji. All glories to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. And once again, thank you for this today's enlightening, sweet nectarian class from you, Mataji. And we are very grateful to you. And we look forward to your association again in future so soon. Vancha kalpatarubhyashcha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Caitanya Bhagavat ki jai.
Jai.
Her Grace Chinmayi Vrajapriya Devi Dasi Mata ji ki jai.
Jai.
Krishna Mata ji, Hari Bol, Dandvat Pranam to you.
Thank you.
Thank
Not
you, Mataji.
enter in Dham. That is my mistake. Please forgive me.
Hare Krishna.